friends, it won't be long now. St. Nick is on his way as we welcome you into the penultimate episode of the Grunge Bible Podcast before the week of Christmas. This is episode number 247, coming to you live around the world. My name is Chris Salona, and I am joined by Ethan Shalloway. Ethan Shalloway, how are you today?
Chris Salona, I'm doing well.
Excellent.
It is a wonderful Saturday morning that we are recording this.
Yeah, it is.
And this is, we're getting close, man. We're halfway through December at this point. It's crazy. The longest day the shortest day of the year, I believe, is the 22nd. So
it's coming up soon.
Yep, that actually, I guess that'll be next.
Day.
Yep, next release day. So we are getting close. The bleak midwinter, as they say, man, I'm doing really well. It was a solid week. It was a busy week, but we got all the things we need to get done. And, we're just trucking along with life, checking off boxes and trying to make the best of everything. So, yeah, man, I'm doing really well.
Real quick status report check in here. We're recording this on December the 13th. What is the progress on the Christmas shopping for you?
We have a lot of ideas.
It's a world of ideas.
We're percolating ideas. Actually, I have stuff that I just haven't executed. There's stuff that I wanted to buy. Like, I've had the idea actually pop up, in September or something like that.
Absolutely.
I feel like we're in a decent spot. Elijah's birthday, which we'll get into, my brother's birthday is Monday, and I just asked him or Tuesday, and I just asked him what he wanted. So I don't have that. I'm going to combine the birthday Christmas gifts because that's how you do it.
Worlds
man.
collide.
You just mix them together. So
I think that's prudent.
I'm doing fine. I'll get to the Christmas shopping. It's a few clicks away sometimes.
That's it. Yeah.
So how are you doing, both with your shopping and your mental space?
Well, to quote the late, great Mark Lanegan in his song Strange Religion, this life might eventually just be the end of me. I am, I'm burning the candle at all seven ends right now. I've had a pretty busy period of time. This past weekend, I was down in Virginia visiting one of my buddies, and then we ended up going to Charlotte, North Carolina to watch the ACC championship football game. Stayed out unbelievably late several nights in a row. We went to a bar in Charlottesville, Virginia that Dave Matthews used to work at. It's also notable because on the third floor of that bar, you can smoke cigarettes indoors. So that's something that a lot of people were doing. When in Rome, perhaps. But it's been good. It's been a busy week. I PR'd my clean this week. I PR'd my snatch last night. Things are kind of rolling along, and I need a weekend of recovery. I'm gonna try to make today a very big recovery day if I can't help it. So things are good. Christmas shopping. I'm percolating with ideas. Like, my brain is mossy with ideas right now. I don't have terribly many people to shop for. I think my list is probably I have less than 7 people to shop for. So I'll as you said, it's just a click away.
It's just a click away.
It's just a shot away. In the words of Mick Jagger. I'll figure that out. I should probably make some headway on that this weekend. So hopefully by the time this episode gets released to the people, I'll be in a better spot. But the
only problem was it being a click away, and
it's easy to put off.
The last few years, I get some good ideas, and all the good ideas are 3 to 4 weeks away.
They don't get here
they're all
in time.
sold out. They're just sold out. Last year I tried to get a few albums and they were all sold out or something. And anytime you have a good idea, it's usually small business, or it's not. Yeah. Usually it's not. It's not going to make it in time.
The cross that we have to bear.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been pretty bad the last few years, just waiting to the last minute and just having to go out and physically just grab something from Dick's or whatever.
Yeah.
Still good gifts, but
yeah. Hey, we do what we have to do.
Anyway,
we have some people that we need to thank here.
Yep, let's do it.
Because we're rambling again.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank each and every individual out there who checks out the show, who listens to it, who may leave a review, shares it with a friend, or supports us financially, or reps our merch. If you want to support us financially or rep our merch, we have a Patreon and a shop link in our show notes. You can navigate to those in the Patreon specifically. You can join up and give us a certain dollar amount every month that goes towards the production and output of this podcast. There's a $2, $5, and $10 tier. You can join at any tier that you desire, or you can choose your own adventure. And with that being said, we would like to thank the top tier of the top tier, which is Abraham and Frank, followed by the Cracker Man, and the rest of our top tier over on Patreon are Jamie Lynn, Doug Endy, Carlene Salona, What the Fuck is Up, Denny's, Black Hole Sean, Nikki Six, Seattle 4 Fanboy from New Jersey, Eddie Vedder Got Me Through My Second Divorce, Gochu John, Sherry Matthews, Russell, King Buzzo Stole My Hair, The Michael Dooley Project, A Bit Dusty, Ultra Mega OK, Heidi in Chains, Looking California, Feeling Minnesota, and Grits Likes Pasta. So thank you all for your support, and we're happy to be here for another holiday season right by your side.
Amen. Thank you, everybody, for continuing this support. And I just want to throw this out there. And me and Chris, we haven't talked about this, but it's a good idea. So next week we want to do a movie review, and I think we need to let it up to the patrons. I mean, ultimately, we're going to pick the movie, but I'd like to hear your
choice to the people.
So last 2 years ago, I guess we did a movie review of Uncle Buck.
We've done Uncle Buck, The Big Lebowski, and we've done Good Will Hunting as well. I think
that wasn't around Christmas, though, right?
But Uncle Buck was in The Big Lebowski was an end of the year episode as well.
It doesn't need to be a Christmas movie that you suggest.
Right.
Obviously, The Big Lebowski was not, but this is it's a good time to watch movies, and so we're looking to watch a good movie next week.
I'm jonesing for some movie,
and we're going to talk about it next week, among other things. So yeah, dude, give us your suggestions, especially if you're a patron.
We're talking,
and if you're not a patron, you can join, and then maybe that would be like a fast track for us. Potentially picking your movie if it's a new patron. If it's a good movie, we gotta. I mean, I'll take a chance.
Yeah, hey, people take chances all the time, and awesome. we might have to.
All right.
Grungemas.
Let's get into the grunge advent.
Yeah, dude. It's exciting.
Some people call it the advent. Some people call it grungemas. Both work. So this episode is coming out on December 15th, and this is a special day. And if you're listening,
it sure is.
You may remember that there's a birthday on this day, and it is none other than our lovely producer, Drew McFadyen. He's turning 31. Happy birthday, Drew. You really are an amazing friend, even though I haven't talked to you in a while. He doesn't respond. But no, dude, you're awesome. We are so thankful to have you. Usually we do this at the end of the show, but this is a shout out to the main man, Drew. And there's no other gift that he would appreciate or love than having a glass of wine with Eddie Vedder, or at least just having a bottle of Eddie's favorite wine. So Eddie is a big Pinot Noir guy. You see him on stage drinking all the time. One of the brands that he really likes is Siduri, and he has this thing where he likes to have it unlabeled. I would assume that he does this at home too, but obviously on stage, like it's good not marketing. It's actually the opposite of that. It's good to, it's just no label, no marketing thing. So, but he likes to, drink without a label because he doesn't want to be influenced by the price, the name, and the notes and all that. And I think that's a pretty cool reason. Like I said, I hope he still does that. Yeah, I hope he still does that at home. That would be pretty badass of him.
Absolutely.
So I think if Drew could share a glass he would share a bottle with all of us at that moment. That would be sweet. That would be a really nice wine night.
We're due to share some wine with Drew.
Yeah. I would agree. Yeah. So, he's getting a nice bottle of Siduri. Maybe maybe we'll look it up, Chris. I don't know.
Maybe I'll get into the mix here.
Yeah, it's a click away, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's just a click away.
It's a click away. So
that's the 15th day of Grungemas. Happy birthday, Drew. Love you, brother, and look forward to the next time that we get to make merry together.
We need it.
Oh yeah, we do. Ethan, I want you to take day 16 because I want the 17th.
Perfect. Yeah, and another birthday. So
we're locked in the birthday zone.
And it's so easy to remember these two guys' birthdays because they're right next to each other. But my little brother actually turns 28 on the 16th. So Elijah Shalloway. And, when you come down, you get to open up the 16th day of the Grunge Advent. And in there is a little gift card. And it's to your local casino. So my brother is known to go on some runs, nothing crazy, but you get a $50 casino credit to go play the slots, the Slingo machine. Maybe put it on Black 17 and have to fight your way out of whatever mess you get yourself in. So Merry Christmas, guys. Could be good, could be bad.
Merry Christmas and happy birthday. Moving forward to the 17th day of Grungemas. You know, a lot of things can happen in people's personal lives, and sometimes you require legal assistance. And for the 17th day of Grungemas, surprise, surprise, your divorce attorney is waiving all fees because your divorce attorney found out that you love Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder, and that Eddie Vedder was a catalyst for you getting through your second divorce. You know, your attorney doesn't hold it against you that you're now on your third divorce, but he appreciates, you know, your taste in music, and he's willing to do you this solid and save you the thousands of dollars in fees. And do you win the case? Do you get favorable terms? Who knows? Who cares? You know, there's just Pearl Jam to listen to. So a fitting gift for the 17th day of Grungemas, Eddie Vedder getting you through your second divorce, some might
Chris,
say.
if you had to pick a divorce song from the Pearl Jam catalog, what would be the best song to...
Oh, man.
I guess it's an obvious one, actually. Release
I mean, there's some
be.
of them. There's, Quarter, like I would rather starve than eat your bread is a good one.
Yeah.
Parting
Leash.
ways, I think, is a good one. Leash, yeah, drop
Leash
the leash,
and
get out of
release.
my fucking face. Release. There's
Rear
a lot
view
of them.
mirror.
And then afterwards, when you realize you made a mistake, come back. Nothing, man.
B-Girl.
Dirty Frank. Yeah,
That Red Mosquito.
There's a lot, yeah, dude. There's a lot of good divorce songs.
Honestly, this is the first time we've kind of
Which is great,
workshopped it
'cause,
out,
like,
but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
that he would.
I mean, people get divorced all the time. So
People get
I'm
divorced
glad
all
that
the
there's-
time.
People break up all the time, Ethan.
I've been watching Landman, and Billy Bob Thornton's in it. He's like one of the main characters, and I know my dad's
he was married to
not fond
like
of him.
somebody big time back in the day.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie.
That's right. Yeah.
There's like a 20-year difference. He said that was his fifth marriage.
Dude.
Yeah.
Some people just like getting married.
Five. I don't even know what he's up to now, but 5 marriages. That's like
Fifth time's the charm, man.
That's crazy. So, anyway, all right, moving on. So
17th day.
December 18th coming down, opening it up, and you get a beautiful little Christmas tree ornament, and it is in the tune of an apple with the bite taken out of it, but the apple is a little bit moldy. So you have a rotten apple bite coming in. So we have rotten apple and apple bite. You know, a nice little Alice in
Who's to
Chains.
say how long
Soundgarden.
it'll actually stay on your tree before it, it completely rots, but it's up there
Was
at
it a
least
real
for a
apple?
little bit. Hey, it could be.
Yeah, so I think that would be pretty cool to. You could probably make a pretty cool Christmas tree with all grunge-related ornaments.
Oh yeah, 100%. Heart-shaped box.
That would be pretty grungy if
A
somebody
leash.
out there had a tree like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it's been done. We're on day 19 of Grungemas now, and you go over to the calendar, and much to your surprise and satisfaction, you have tickets to Goosemas in Providence, Rhode Island. Pay no attention to the fact that this is the 19th day, and Goosemas is actually December 12th and 13th, but with the power of Goose, anything is possible, including time travel. So you get to enjoy a lovely, probably 5.5 hour double set of Goose at the Amica Mutual Pavilion in Providence, Rhode Island.
yeah, in this quasi world, it's actually it's going to be on the 21st, so you got a few days to get ready.
They changed it just for us.
Yeah, so a little story about Goosemas. I was really hoping to get up to Goosemas this year. It is in Providence. It's right by
That's
Chris.
where I live.
And just for the people, this is this advice is not going to help, but there's a potential. Chris has a potential to go to.
I have an
Goosemas.
opportunity to go to Goosemas tonight on the 13th of December.
It's such a funny thing. So, do you mind if I?
No,
disclose?
Ethan, go ahead. Yeah, the floor is yours.
So we, like I said, we were talking about it, and Chris is like, he's been burning the candle at all ends, right? Like he's talked about, and Chris, I was like going to drive up, and Chris was like, dude, I don't know if I can't do it. I'm so tired, like just stay home. And I was like, all right. I'm tired, dude. It would have been a tough sell for both of us. He gets a text today from a girl that he had like talked to and like went on a date and hasn't talked to in a long time, and it was so random, and she like actually has an extra ticket to Goosemas tonight, and of course I'm like, this is crazy because I know that he would feel bad if he didn't go, or he went and I didn't go or whatnot. But I was like, what an alley-oop it would be if he was like, I can't go, but my friend loves Goosemas
and he's
I
on his
drive
way
up
from Pennsylvania.
Dude, the alley-oop. He gets me a date and a free ticket to Goose. That's pretty much it. It's just so funny. It's just funny how tickets appear for concerts and different things.
Just when I thought I was out.
Yeah, it's like they just like people have tickets, and people can't go to shows, and all of a sudden they're available.
Like people don't have tickets as frequently as Doug has tickets, but like people do have tickets.
Yeah, and who knows? This girl could be a chronic like overbuyer and have tickets. This may be her. Maybe she planned this the whole time.
Yeah, I could be playing the long game, perhaps.
Someone didn't back out. It was just.
Yeah, I don't know,
that's
man.
Pretty much
it's hard to say. So that's the 19th day of Grungemas. There's 2 more for this week. Ethan, you're going to take the 20th right here. Teeing it up for you.
Yeah, so this one, a classic, dude. You come down on, it's getting close, and your dad just can't wait till Christmas, and sitting there in the corner of the house behind the tree is a Red Ryder BB gun, and there's a sign on that says, "Don't shoot your eye out, kid." But you can't wait. You finally get that golden Christmas gift that you've always wanted. Just a staple, BB guns for kids, so good. They are a little dangerous, but what are you gonna do? It's crazy. This is one of the blind spots for Chris. He's never seen A Christmas Story.
I never have, which is very embarrassing.
It's just, and I get it. Sometimes when you miss the boat on stuff, it's like there's like a lot of pride in going back and be like, it's just not one of your Christmas movies, and that's a tough. It's tough to add Christmas movies to your repertoire, because when it comes around, it's like, all right, I like watching.
There's only so much time,
Elf,
you got to get to the classics.
You gotta watch your movies, and like as much as we love watching movies, it's tough to keep up with the 25 Days of Christmas movies.
Dude, it's even tougher to keep up with the 25 Days of Grungemas.
Oh yeah. All right, last one.
The last one, December 21st, Grungemas, 21st day. You receive a very special limited pressing of Dark Mark Does Christmas, Mark Lanegan's Christmas album, which was originally released very limited fashion in 2012. It was repressed once again in 2020, and finally repressed again and put out on Rough Trade Records, small batch again in 2024. An absolutely beautiful collection of songs, some originals and some covers of traditional Christmas songs. And we will be talking about that album for this episode later on. So beautiful gift as we near closer and closer to St. Nick's visit.
Yeah, it's such a good release. And Chris, I think we mix it up. Let's talk about the album right now. We'll do this day in music afterwards.
I
think we switch it up, because
this is
the perfect setup here for the album. Yeah, we're right here. Let's take advantage, because this day in music's honestly not that special, and like this is what we're here for.
Yeah, because we covered Drew's birthday. That was the important part. So
yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, so we were talking about what we wanted to discuss, and Christmas albums that artists do periodically, and it's nice, right? It's always fun to hear Scott Weiland's rendition on songs, or different singles by Eddie Vedder, and
Let Me Sleep It's Christmas Time, or Someday at Christmas that Pearl Jam covered, or any of those things. But
so we're kind of looking for an album to do, or maybe like do a few picks from different artists. And we've talked about Christmas music in the past, whether it be Nat King Cole and Bing Crosby and all of them, and like we do love Christmas music here at Grunge Bible. And then Chris threw out that Mark Lanegan did a Christmas album, and I had no idea about it. And Chris actually said that he had never listened to it. And I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. Been in a Mark Lanegan mood recently, just coming up on different playlists and different stuff, and it's just been impactful. So it's like this is a clear, this is an easy decision. So I guess to give a little bit of background, the original, he's done 2 albums. One came out in 2012, Dark Mark Does Christmas 2012, and there were 6 songs on it. And then in 2020, he released 4 more songs on that with the original 6, 2 songs that he were originals, and he released it. Yeah, and then he released it in 2020. So we got a few more songs. So there's 10 total songs, about 30 minutes. And it's really, like I said, a few traditional songs that he made his own. And then, I don't know what the process of, it's interesting, the process of picking
writing, or even like writing a new Christmas song, which he did.
Yeah.
He wrote 2 ones for the 2020 re-release. A song very originally called A Christmas Song, as well as Death Drums Along the River. Both Mark Lanegan originals, but this is such a great grouping. And I also love the fact that the original, the 6 tracks they released that were all covers. It was a 12-inch that they put out, and he only sold it while he he was on tour in 2012. So like it'd be a very limited availability, to have a physical copy of it. And I know, by the time 2020 came around and it was, pressed and there were new additions to this project, it was very welcome, and it's still a highly sought after, piece of media for Lanegan fans, and something I would certainly love to get my hands on. But kind of wild that I never listened to this one before, because I've been a Mark fan for several years now. I mean, going back to like 2018, 2019. And I knew this was out there. I never listened to it. And it came at the perfect time, man, honestly. Like some of these, this is just to speak to how unbelievably versatile Mark Lanegan was. Like, he could sing anything. His solo catalog rather, covers every single corner of the musical universe, from like bluesy stuff to folk stuff to traditional stuff to hard rock and roll stuff to electronic, and then just to hear him sing some of these like unbelievably traditional Christmas songs like "Oh Holy Night" or "In the Bleak Midwinter," or "We Three Kings." Like, there is nothing that this man couldn't do, and I was pretty blown away by like how delicate but yet also powerful his vocals were in this traditional setting, and it's such a great gift to have around the holidays.
Yeah, so in talking about Christmas music, I mean, there's some really old songs, old Christmas, like this goes back to the 1800s, and like when music was, poems and hymnals and whatnot. So like, seeing, it's kind of, when you choose to write or to do a Christmas album, there's like, you're kind of going back into not primitive writing, but like, poems and different things that you're going to be working with.
Things that have a lot of history.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like a lot of history. And Christmas is obviously, a very old event that we celebrate. So like, there's a tone to it, and there's a feel to all of, like, it's really special. And so, going through the track list, see if these songs are ring a bell, and we'll kind of talk about the ones that we enjoy. But the first one is The Cherry Tree Carol, Down in Yon Forest. Then we have "Oh Holy Night," which we'll definitely get to. A Christmas Song. This one was really one of my favorites. A cover of "In the Bleak Midwinter," "Death Drums Along the River," "Christmas Eve Can Kill You," "We Three Kings," "Coventry Carol," and "Burn the Flames." So he definitely chose songs titles with a lot of Mark Lanegan feel. Like "Burn the Flames" is such a
it wasn't a dark song. Mark project for nothing.
Yeah. And it is so brooding. Like, his voice, he just has a way to transform songs. And like, I think we both listened to it. I was in the car. I don't know. Were you driving, Chris?
Yeah, I was on my way home from the gym, and I had about like a 20-minute drive. So I wanted to sink my teeth into it. And, I knew that it would be compelling, but I wasn't quite prepared, because there's so much like, for some of these, like, I wasn't familiar with some of the traditional songs that he covered for this, but in particular, like, I think the star of the show was his performance of "Oh Holy Night," and like, there's so much that intersects on this one for me, because like, that's a song that like has so much like personal memory for me too, just like growing up. Like, it's an incessant portion of Christmas, growing up as a kid, like, hearing it like at my family's house, celebrating the holiday with them, like singing it at like school choir, stuff like that. And then when you compound the fact that Mark Lanegan singing this, and he's no longer with us, and like the way that we all feel about him and how special he is to us, like it kind of like all lined up on this track. And like it honestly like gave me chills. Like, I was driving home and like I had to like collect myself. It was that powerful, and I was not prepared for it. Also, like, his vocals, like, as somebody whose like voice is like in a bit of a lower register, like, he gets up there in this one, when he hits the chorus, like, of "Oh Night Divine," like that kind of thing. Like, it's unbelievably impressive, and I can't stop listening to it.
Yeah, it's really special. That song, again, that's the song that we do at the end of every Christmas Eve service. It feels like it's just a classic, like, dark, cold winter, like, all is calm, and you're just sitting there looking at the fireplace.
It's like the last song you listen to before you go to bed.
Before you close your eyes, yeah. And the only critique I have of this is, like, he only did the first verse, and like the chorus twice. There wasn't. I would have loved to hear the other. I just wanted to keep going. I wanted like the full, because
the space was limited on that 12-inch, I guess.
Yeah, these old hymnals. I mean, they have like 4 verses at
They're
least.
long.
Yeah, they go long, and you're always the words get harder and harder as you keep going. So this one, it really was. It was so delicate and so like brooding. I mean, it was dark, Mark. I mean, it was really special. And like that one, and like We Three Kings is another one of my favorite Christmas songs. Like. So having those two on this album, like really, brought it together for me, because they're songs that I can, relate to, and you have you have history with it. So the We Three Kings version was a little bit, a little sped up, a little different than what the version that I usually listen to. So, but it was another beautiful song, and definitely something that I'd love to have on vinyl. Like this is something that you want to be able to just, and it's not on Spotify from what we can tell. It's just on, we found it on YouTube, and there's, thank God for YouTube and whatnot.
Just a click away.
Just a click away. Yeah. But it would be fun. This is definitely feels like something you need to have a physical copy of. Like,
oh yeah,
it's special because it's scarce and whatnot. And I don't know what the resale, I haven't looked at anything, any prices or anything about picking one up, but it would be really nice to have in the repertoire.
Yeah, absolutely. One track that I want to talk about as well is one of the covers that he did. It's a song that's written by Dennis Lindy, who is a notable songwriter, kind of in the Nashville tradition for much of the 20th century. But Mark's cover of Christmas Eve Can Kill You, which was another song that I was not familiar with. But like once again, just like a beautiful song that was selected that like it feels like it was for Mark, and just like his delivery of some of the lyrics on this, like, oh God, forgive the man that drives right by the other man. Have pity on the stranger in the cold, 'cause Christmas Eve can kill you when you're trying to hitch a ride to anywhere. Like when I saw the title to this one, I was interested if it was kind of going to be like a little like whimsical tongue in cheek, like, oh, like, the holidays are, but it ended up being like such an earnest, and reflective song. And it's kind of got like some piano or organ backing in this, and it's just super stripped down, and there's so much room for Mark's voice to come through, and it's certainly among my favorites on this list.
So, with this album, I think one reason that it's affected me so much, the whole Holy Night and whatnot. I mean, when you think of Christmas, you think of family and church and being together and all these things, but for people that don't have somebody else and you're by yourself, and like, I mean, I have family, so I'm really close, but a lot of times around this time, people are doing stuff, and you could be out in the cold on your own type of thing. And so when I was driving by myself listening to this, like I definitely had it felt like, Mark was singing for the solo people out there, and individuals, and he had this dark, like, and Christmas Eve Can Kill You. Like, you're so sentimental, you're all this stuff, but sometimes like you could be sitting there and feeling like you don't have anything,
Well, there's that juxtaposition there where it's like, times that are universally known to be joyful and whole times, can come at odds. Like, those times still come around on the calendar every year, even when you've suffered loss, or like when the people that you used to engage in those joyful times with are no longer here.
Right.
And like, I was thinking about that too, because like I'm lucky enough, I'm at the point where like I still have like my maternal grandparents here, and like they've been such an integral part of like me developing the appreciation that I have for my familial traditions, because like they are the manifestation of those traditions, and
they're head of the tree.
Yeah, and they're 88 and 89, and like every single year, like the holiday period just becomes that much more significant, because like you obviously never know like when it might be the last opportunity that you have to do those traditions. And it's been on my mind a lot this December, just kind of thinking about that, because like it is a weird thing, loss is something that we're all experiencing, have experienced, or will experience, and it does change your relationship or impact your relationship with traditions that you have and with holidays, and just the way that you relate to them. And I think it's important that we have art that kind of discusses that. And I think a lot of this record did that, certainly coming from a man that himself experienced so much loss in his life by the time he laid these tracks down in 2012 and 2020. I just think it's just a really, really honest piece of art that's like bringing up more emotions in me than I was prepared for it to.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's definitely, yeah, like you said, at any moment, you could have a joyous Christmas, set up, and then a year later, you could be by yourself, and it happens fast, and
it's scary.
It's very scary, and this, like I said, this album definitely, made me think about it. You know what I mean? It's put a spotlight.
I mean, it's
on,
truly the one,
which is it's not a bad thing.
It's one of the few things in life that like nobody can outsmart their way out of, or like out earn their way out of. Like, loss is just something that happens. And I think also too, like, it's heavy on my mind whenever I listen to Lanegan, because we did lose him in 2022, and it was in certain ways unexpected and sudden. It's just there's just so many things going on in this, and it's just weird to think about all those things against the backdrop of the Christmas season and this Christmas record.
Yeah. So one of the other songs that I had never listened to in the bleak midwinter, and it's been covered by a few different people, and it's an old, so I looked, a little bit of history. Like it was a poem from 1872 from Christina Rossetti. And, over the years, it turned into a song. People, I think it was early 1900s that, it was the rendition of the song came out, and Bert Jansch did a version that's like beautiful and pretty, Bert. Yeah, not upbeat, but like this is a very like a darker version of the song, and like it is, my dad heard from the other room that I was listening to it, and he was like, "Who are you listening to?" And I told him it's dark, Mark Lanegan, Dark Mark Does Christmas, and he's like, "This is pretty dark stuff." And he's like, "That, this song has it's a powerful message about the Christmas story, and just like I'll read the last verse, because it's talking about like, being there and arriving at Jesus's birth, and it's like, what can I give him, poor as I am? If I were a shepherd, would I bring him a lamb? If I were a wise man, would I do my part? Yet what can I give him? I give him my heart." And like, it's hearing Mark sing that, it really is like kind of, startling and like, someone that has gone through a lot of loss, and like, you feel poor and you don't know what you can get. And this time of year, this is how it is for, gifts for everybody. It's like, I can't really, it's like monetarily, give like gifts and like, incense and myrrh, but like, I can give you my heart, and I can give you like something that's worth more than, those objects and those other gifts. And I don't know, man, there's a lot of like, there's a lot of metaphors and a lot of, just hidden meanings in these songs, and coming from Mark, like Mark chose these, and we don't know. Right. It's like, I'd love to hear him talk about the process. Yeah. And like how he kind of came to these as important songs for him to cover. Right. And it's really cool, because I don't know much about his, religious beliefs or strange religion, but like, I know people like artists like these, like they have wrestled with a lot of different ideas and existential, thoughts and whatnot. And like, I mean, I have myself, there's a ton of things that you just like, you're trying to figure out. And, for him to pull an album off like this is like, all right, what was going through his head, and they're all great choices. Yeah. It is really interesting too, like against the backdrop of like what Mark did reveal during his life about like his views on that and his journey, because he was a spiritual person. And, actually, like in his memoir, like I believe it's how pretty much more or less how the memoir comes to a close. Like he was struggling with his addiction, and like he was in and out of rehab all the time. And he tells a story about how one time he was in rehab, and like just completely out of the blue one day, he just felt like a deep sense of calm and like a presence of something else, like a higher power type thing, that like. And from that point, it was not like he got sober immediately after that and it changed his life. But like, that was like, he received that feeling that like taught him that like he could
become sober and he could be okay in the long run, and that kind of gave him the strength to like make the continued effort to get back on that path. It was really interesting. So kind of like knowing that, and just like knowing different themes that pop up throughout his discography, like it's always been something that he's written about, whether it be from his perspective or like, as the narrator in somebody else's story, like these themes have been present. So I think it makes a lot of sense that like he would choose a song like that, for example. But it's really good stuff. I mean, Lanegan was such a deep dude, man. And he was, all of the good things and all of the bad things that like you've probably heard about him over the years, like I'm sure all of them are true. Such a complex person, and just an unbelievable artist. And he created so much that like, he hasn't been on this earth for almost 4 years now. And, there's still stuff that I've not listened to. There's still stuff that I've, haven't considered in the way that I'm going to end up considering it. And, you still build the relationship with the art, which, is something that is going to last for the rest of my life. Like I'll always have a relationship with this stuff. And I'm really grateful for that, especially to be able to have something like this around the holidays. I think it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. The last song that I want to talk about is his original that he wrote, A Christmas Song. I don't think we talked about this yet, right, Chris?
No,
we
haven't.
About the other Christmas Carol. They're all similar, but A Christmas Song. This one was written by him and performed with Greg Dooley and Alan Johannes. Alan Johannes, and I just. This song has a hurdy-gurdy feel to me, is what I put. Like it has this like kind of background percussion that is like slow and offbeat, or just a little different. And I kind of want to read the whole thing, Chris.
Yeah, dude. I think you should.
And like we love reading poems at the end of the year. I feel like we're always in this, but this song, these lyrics are really cool. So this is a good one. Yeah, A Christmas Song by Mark. A Christmas song a poor man sings. I throw my faith on anything and walk home in the rain. And what's it like in Spain this time of year? My father's father went to war and crawled the European floor in trenches filled with mud, soaked his uniform with blood. Of both comrade and enemy, through the gas mask he could barely see, one from the other. A Christmas song, a cigarette, my boots so stiff, so cold and wet, my skin buffalo blue, my love so low and true, and I scan the streets for you on humble Christmas. A Christmas song a poor man sings, I throw my faith on anything.
It's a perfect coda to that song right at the end, man. I throw my faith on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think it kind of ties in with that the cover that he did of Christmas Eve Will Kill Ya. Like there's it's cool too when you listen through something like this. Like you gain an appreciation for like how the tracks were sequenced and like which songs were selected and all of those things. Like the intent was there, and like when the listener can definitely feel that and can notice that, which is really cool. I mean, I think anybody who's writing original Christmas songs, like you gotta have a certain level of bat speed for that. And Mark definitely had it, and I'm glad that he blessed us with it on that track for sure. So I think this is available on YouTube if you're not willing to shell out the money to track down a copy of it. I think this is an essential listen around the holidays. Whether you're a Christmas person or not, whether you're a spiritual person or not, it's just really great art from somebody who around these parts obviously we have a lot of appreciation for. So I think this should be a mandatory part of the arsenal around this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we have the shortest day of the year coming up. I mean, if there's a time to listen to Mark, it's during the bleak midwinter. I mean, it kind of feels like this is the time to listen to Mark. And around Christmas time, I mean, there's no better time. So go check it out, enjoy it, and let us know what you guys think. I'm definitely happy to find this and be able to talk about it. It was pretty fun listening and whatnot. So
yeah, dude. This was a good time well spent talking all things Lanegan. I'll never be upset about doing that. That's for sure.
All right. So that wraps up the the main portion. I think we'll kind of knock out a few this day in music. It's nothing crazy.
We can meander around here, and there's not really a whole lot going on here.
Yeah. I just wanted to say happy birthday to in 1957 Tim Reynolds, Dave Matthews Band member guitarist who played with Dave for a lot of his career. He turns 69, 50 plus 20,
68.
Yeah.
Yeah, 68.
So Tim Reynolds, he's
That's
old.
old.
I'll never forget. I went to a Dave Matthews concert once in 2017, and I went up and he was there, and I knew Dave, but I knew Tim Reynolds. Like, it's always all the songs say with Tim Reynolds, and there was a couple ladies that were there, and I was just like, they were talking about how good it's gonna be, and I was like, oh, who's that guy in guitar? He's so good. It's like, that's Tim. And they act, I didn't know what he looked like or anything like that, and I had no idea. And it was so funny because they were like, that's Tim. Like they weren't that very friendly after that. Not that they were mean, but like that was the last conversation we had. Once I realized, once I let them know I didn't know who Tim was, they were like, oh, this guy doesn't understand.
Like, this guy doesn't know ball. Like, we got
exactly.
Yeah, we got to do something. A little embarrassed, about this. But yeah. Hey, those ants are marching, man.
Yep. And then, just another happy birthday, 91. Alana Haim was born.
Haim, yeah. From
part of the group, and they just released a song last week, or I believe they were on one of the late night shows, and they played, and it was great. I listened to it before, and it was really solid. So I don't listen to them a ton, but
yeah, they're always around. That's definitely an avenue that people operate in from time to time. One more event here that I do want to commemorate on this day in 2001. The great Joe Walsh was given an honorary doctorate of music degree from Kent State University in Kent, Ohio, a place that I have been to before. Ethan, I think you may have traveled through there at some point too, because Joe Walsh had previously dropped out of Kent State long ago, and he came back and finished what he started, even though he
I don't even know if he finished. I think
he didn't. It was honorary. Yeah.
And I just want to say this is how you know college is a scam. Like, if you're good at something, apparently you can just be gifted a degree.
How long do we have to do Grunge Bible for somebody to give us an honorary degree?
Yeah, he was just gifted a degree. It was like, I mean, if I was him, I'd be like, you can't do that. You can't claim me. Like,
yeah, dude, we don't need it.
I just thought it was so funny. Like, it's like, oh shoot, like Joe Walsh, like, we gotta attach him to the university. Let's give him a degree.
Well, that's all it is. It's just kind of marketing at that point,
right? Like they had a good program. They were the reason he did so well.
Yep, exactly. So congratulations, Joe Walsh. I wonder if that the honorary doctorate is like hanging on his wall, or if he like used it to roll joints or something.
Probably.
I mean, a lot of people could do something like that, but. Man, I think that's this day in music.
Yeah, we can wrap it up there. So, all right, last thing, is there any song that you want to shout out for this day in music?
Yeah,
before we head on our way.
I will shout out a song. Surprise! It is going to be a Mark Lanegan song from his 2014 album Phantom Radio. It is a song called Waltzing in Blue. And as I was saying earlier, there's so much Lanegan stuff out there that I've overlooked stuff. I just flat out haven't gotten to things yet. And I'm familiar with a lot of the tracks on Phantom Radio. Some of my favorites are Torn Red Heart, I Am the Wolf, and Death Trip to Tulsa. But I think I've always skipped over Waltzing in Blue. And I listened to it the other day for the first time with intent. And it's just, it's a really, really great song. And I loved, Mark took a few detours in the 2010s to stuff that's a little bit more electronically backed with drum tracks, and even more so electronic. And this was kind of a good project with some drum track action going on here, and it's just kind of atmospheric and spacey. And it serves his voice really well, and I think it's a good song, so I'm going to add it to the list.
Awesome. Yeah, you can't get too much Mark on the playlist. It's great.
Oh, dude, the limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist. So the song that I'm going to choose, the other day I was working and I put on, I believe it was a Dinosaur Jr. song that went into some other music, and a lot of Mark came up, and I was listening to a lot of this type of, and it was really perfect working in. I was working in a cold garage by myself. And,
oh yeah.
You see the stuff that people have in the garage, the old, it just felt right for this type of singer-songwriter, old,
sure,
older songs, newer. But the song is a song by the Sadies and Kurt Vile. It's called "Easy Like Walking," and it was an awesome song. And like I said, it was released under the Sadies with Kurt Vile, and it's their top song. But it's really good. Kurt's one of my favorite songwriters when it comes down to it.
Oh yeah.
And this song was really fun to listen to. Definitely classic Kurt.
Yeah,
and
man.
Yeah, it was really good.
Kurt Vile's the man.
He is, dude. He's so good. I'm glad I got to see him play at least once. I'd love to get back and see him more.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. That's it.
Wrapping it all up here for all.
We'll be back next week for a very important episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little music review.
Saint Nick is on the way.
I heard Saint Nick is on his way. So one of our favorite times of the year for the podcast. So with that being said, have a great week. Get that Christmas shopping done. At least start it. It's one click away. And happy birthday, Drew. Happy birthday, Elijah. And Chris, have a great weekend,
Happy
buddy.
birthday, boys. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you for listening. And let's have a great week. The holidays are coming. So take care, everybody. Rock and roll. Stay heavy. Hanser.
Cheers.